The Art of Spending Money. Simple choices for a richer life. 1. Utility versus status spending. Housel asserts that there are ultimately two ways to use your money. As a tool to live a better life, utility, buying things or experiences that legitimately bring you peace, comfort, or joy. As a yardstick of status, buying things to measure yourself against others or to prove your worth to strangers. Many people dream of using money for utility but end up trapped in status spending. Housel famously notes, "Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to go broke and an expensive way to gain respect." 2. The trap of social debt. When we buy things strictly to fit in with a social circle or impress our neighbors, we accumulate what Housel calls social debt. This is the psychological burden of having to maintain an appearance. The lottery neighbor effect. Housel cites research showing that if a person's neighbor wins the lottery, that person is statistically more likely to overborrow and go bankrupt trying to keep up. Envy versus self-awareness. Envy is inversely correlated with self-examination. The less you know yourself and what actually fulfills you, the more you look to others to dictate your spending patterns. 3. Income versus expectations. True financial happiness is not determined by the absolute amount of money you make, but by the gap between your income and your expectations. The happiness equation. If your expectations grow faster than your income, you will never be happy with your money, no matter how much you earn. 4. Buying independence and flexibility. One of the most profound paradigm shifts in the book is how Housel views saving. He proposes that saving money isn't just not spending, it is spending money on independence. Moving $500 into a savings account is functionally identical to buying a $500 television. You have simply purchased $500 worth of freedom, flexibility, and choice over your future time. Flexibility is one of the single highest return assets you can buy because it gives you control over your life. 5. The inner scorecard versus outer scorecard. Channeling Warren Buffett's famous philosophy, Housel emphasizes the importance of living by an inner scorecard. An outer scorecard means you care about what the world thinks of you. For example, driving an expensive car you can't afford so strangers think you're rich. An inner scorecard means you care only about whether you are meeting your own internal standards. The ultimate financial asset is not needing to impress anyone. 6. The net worth curve. Housel explains that there is an optimal, happy zone in the middle of the wealth spectrum. On one extreme, people struggle for basic life necessities. On the other extreme, hyper-wealthy individuals often find that money begins to manage them. He points out that the joy of spending often diminishes as income rises because the struggle, sacrifice, and sweat represented in the purchase are gone. When you can buy anything instantly, the thrill evaporates. Practical takeaways for a richer life. Go extravagant and merciless. Housel echoes personal finance expert Ramit Sethi's advice. Figure out what you truly love and spend extravagantly on it, but ruthlessly cut spending on the things you don't care about. If you love fine dining but hate cars, drive an old sedan and eat at 5-star restaurants without guilt. Focus on regret minimization. When making major spending decisions, don't ask what will make you look good next week. Ask what decision you will look back on at age 80 and be glad you made. Invest in compounding memories. People understand the compounding interest of stock portfolios, but they overlook the compounding value of memories. Trading money for experiences and time with loved ones early in life pays massive emotional dividends for decades. Remember that all behavior makes sense. Housel notes that what looks totally irrational to you might make perfect sense to someone else based on their unique past, childhood trauma, or hidden insecurities. Stop judging others' spending and focus entirely on mastering your own relationship with the dollar. Summary. Conclusion. Ultimately, the art of spending money teaches that money is like gasoline on a road trip. The goal of life is not to drive around and look at gas stations. The goal is to make sure you don't run out while you're navigating a beautiful journey. The best use of money is to leverage who you already are, not to define who you want people to think you are.